I want to talk about why you felt moved to create an alter ego, why you felt the need to represent yourself as somebody other than Ronaiah.
I felt that I couldn't do things, accomplish things, pursue things, live out as Ronaiah, and I felt the need to create this. It has everything to do with what I went through as a child and my experience with child molestation and abuse. When you tie that in, all that abuse in on top of the pressures of coming from a family who not only is well known in the football world, but also the pastor's family, I felt with all these pressures, I was so dirty and filthy. And for me to come out and say, this happened to me, at that time, I didn't have that strength. I understood that through all of this, my dad wanted the best for me, but a lot of the time what he wanted and what I wanted were so different. And we battled through that, and to have this in the back of my mind and to have that all at once, it was just an incredible pressure that I really can't explain. But that same pressure, it was kind of the key ingredient in me creating Lennay and me having that as my escape.
So what you're telling me is you felt too damaged to have the confidence to present yourself as Ronaiah.
Correct.
But if you could escape that reality,
Yeah.
and become Lennay,
Yeah.
then clean slate, reset buttons hit.
Exactly.
I can be fresh, I can be new.
Exactly. And it wasn't just creating Lennay, because a lot of people were like, well, then how come you didn't create a guy? Well, the truth was, when I was being violated, it wasn't happening as a little boy. I was being touched on, grabbed on, abused as if I were a girl. The way my body was grabbed, the way I was touched, the way I was spoken to, I thought that, like I was too damaged, and that was that.
So Dr. Sophie, this was an escape mechanism. I mean, this was never intended to exploit anyone. This started out as a way to escape this reality, this pain, and for a period of time to be someone new, someone fresh, someone different.
Yes, to a point, but I also, as you can see, he's a very articulate young man. He's very intelligent, and I think he also knew there was probably something left inside of him that was good, and he was testing it out. And I think a mask would help him see that he is lovable, capable of being loved, capable of feeling love, without ever having anyone see him yet.
Was it validating to you, Ronaiah, knowing the interactions of Lennay with whoever, Manti or whoever, that whatever reactions you got, whatever connections you had, were coming from you, were coming from Ronaiah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was validating for him to see, I think, that he could be loved and could love.
One of the most validating things was, like, I would sit back and watch how the impact that Lennay had on Manti, and I would watch through his eyes the good that he saw in Lennay.
She was just that person that I turned to. And even though she was fighting leukemia and, fighting various things, she always found time to serve someone else. And her biggest thing to me was always be humble, always be humble.
It was, her character, her heart, humility. She always told me to keep God first. A lot of the things that, he was sharing with people, and a lot of the insights that he was sharing about Lennay had nothing to do with physical attraction. When I looked at Lennay through Manti's eyes, I got a glimpse of who I was as far as my heart. I never sat there and tried to use him in any other way than to help him to be a better person.
You have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.